Hello, and welcome back to Hoi 4, Equestria War, Imperium of Griffonkind, under the Emperor of Griffonkind. And we continue on down the path towards our greatness. The world being under us, the true leader of this realm. A pure Griffonian military, our armed forces serve one purpose: being an extension of the Emperor's will. There could be no doubt and no hesitation about this, and outside interests and forces have no place here. None at all! Okay, good. The beast eludes us, whatever. After the petition for aid, we decided to hire the finest monster hunters in the land to go and slay the foul beast. However, in their latest report, the hunters say that they have failed to find the beast, as it leaves no tracks behind. Attacks on vulnerable individuals have continued, and some are locking themselves inside their homes, refusing to even go outside. Look, I'm here for the new stuff, like this April Fool's content. This is just a random event any nation can get. I've seen this like 100 times, but okay. Speculation has been rife across the country about the beast. Some say it is a chimera, or a manticore, while others claim it might be a bugbear, a rock, or even a fearsome dragon. If the beast can fly, it would explain the lack of tracks. Intellectuals claim that it is merely a hungry wolf, nothing more. The monster hunters are requesting more aid, and even proposing a large-scale, thorough sweep of the area by hundreds of armed persons. It would be an expensive operation. Some of the government are reminding us of a sunk cost fallacy, and say we should just give up, that this would greatly harm our reputation. Send in the army! I mean, we sent 0 people anyways. Next, let's make them suffer. There are technicians in the Imperium who are willing to work for little pay and work very effectively. Maybe they have a few bright ideas on how to work the traitors. The beast is slain! After we sent a sizable number of soldiers to help the monster hunters, the area was searched thoroughly, and any possible hiding places of the beast were torn down. As the area was surrounded, the beast could not escape on land, and sentries were positioned to guard the skies day and night, preventing it from flying away. As the operation was nearing its conclusion, the beast was finally found and slain. Or well, it was a group of beasts. The hunters identified them as punkwudgeons, small, colorful, and spiked creatures with large fanged mouths, resembling porcupines in appearance. Their size explains the lack of tracks, and their large number explains the number of attacks. According to soldiers, all such beasts in the area have been exterminated, and the locals should be safe. The public is pleased, yet also disappointed. The beast seems far more threatening when it was an unknown danger. When it was revealed to be a small pack of hungry punkwudgers, some even expressed sympathy for them, thinking they were simply trying to survive and that they could have been captured easily instead of being killed. Well, it's finally over. Woo! Yay! Rotterdam has fallen. The treacherous Ferdinand Dawnclaw struck from the north and managed to capture the port city of Rotterdam. What news reached us from the city to speak of chaos and death in the seditious attack has proven that the threat from the north is now much greater than it ever was before. Enjoy your victories while you can, traitors. Okay, they've conquered all of Brandbeak. And they're trying to push into these areas through border skirmishes. Yeah, let's grab the other Archon. Why not? From a young age, Conrad Krugenberg was considered to be blessed by Arcturus, the god of war. He was strong in both mind and soul, fearless in danger, and always willing to sacrifice for the greater good. As a child, he admired chivalrous knights and wished to join their ranks, but to do so, one had to earn the title first. So he joined the Rush army as soon as he came to age. His courage and exemplary piety meant that within a few years he gained the rank of military chaplain, serving the spiritual needs of his fellow soldiers. However, this was the first time Conrad had to deal with administrative tasks, and he quickly began to despise them. Being a commoner, he'd never learned until now, which only contributed to his distaste of paperwork. Oftentimes, he delegated it to others while focusing on training. This eventually paid off when his regiment faced a raid from the Sunstriker clan and suffered heavy casualties. Without Conrad to lead them and improve their morale, they would have lost the battle. For this act, he was rewarded with knighthood, and his dream was realized. But the clergy of the Temple of Arcturus had other plans for him. The prelate of Yale had died of old age, and a new one was needed, so Conrad was appointed as he was the least controversial candidate. Soon he began to regret accepting the offer, being overwhelmed with administrative duties, while having few, if any, military ones. This was when his popularity among the commoners began to rise, however, and Conrad used his popular support to gain the title of Archon, so he could avoid doing any paperwork. Now he became Archon Praetorius III, despite opposition from some of the clergy who accused him of neglecting his duty. Not long after, the empire was embroiled in the revolution of 978, and Praetorius was delighted to once more fight on the front line. He led the Rush army to many victories over the revolutionaries, making his popularity soar among the military. Ever since, he has been a friend of Archon Eros, who cooperated with him during the struggle. He is ready to stand by his side to the bitter end, if need be. Sounds good. You'll help me up with the recruitable population difficulties. You know how to get the people to join the military, which is good. That is a good thing to have right now. Redwetter has fallen. The capital of Strawberry Duchy burns tonight as the forces of Ferdinand Downclaw struck fast and hard and managed to seize it. The whereabouts of Gabriella Eagleclaw is still unknown, but we may well have to fear the worst. Enjoy your victories while you can, traitor. Oh, okay, so they're in a regency council now, so that's great. Oh boy. Find the traitors! It does not matter what pits they have scurried off into. Those who fled the Empire the first chance they got will be found. They will be dragged back to Griffonheim, and they will answer for their actions. Yes. Yes, they will. Alright. Good. The beast is slain, again. After Pugwatchies were exterminated, the monster hunters and soldiers left the area, and the locals returned to their normal routine lives, or so they thought. Only a few days after the sweeping operation, the beast attack continued like before. The commoners were terrified, yet knew the government was unlikely to help the second time, and the public didn't care about them now that the danger had officially been declared to be over. So they decided to deal with the beast themselves, acquiring weapons and making sure no one was ever alone in the wild. Eventually, one group of them was attacked when it was dark, but they were carrying a torch. It was thrown at the beast, which burst into flames and perished. The charred remains of the creature were presented to the local governor, who then showed it to a cryptozoologist. They identified the beast as a rogue timber wolf, a wolf-like creature made of twigs, logs, and branches. They are rare outside of the Everfree Forest, but they have spotted elsewhere in the world on occasion. Due to their lightweight body, they leave no tracks. After the incident, the beast's attacks ended for good, and the area returned to peace and tranquility. How awkward. Woo! The beast is gone. Yay. I'd love to get some more tension in this world so I could do things. Get the confessions. We know they are guilty. They will not invent it. But they will confess. They will. Including... Oh, God. Oh. Well then. That's a oof. Goodbye. Goodbye. The death of the temples. Through the revival of the Emperor upon the Christathon has left the Empire shaken and fraying. It has left the temples decapitated. Having called his peers to Griffonheim on the eve of the Emperor's placement on the throne, Archon Ares, the VII, lies dead among Iarchus Praetorius and Archon Arion. In one sudden swoop, the religious leadership of the Empire has been annihilated. Though prelates are rushing back and forth to try to reinstate the temple's leadership, the chaos that the Herdsland has left has made their efforts hollow. Worse than that, as the Emperor is restoring order, many of these prelates have reasserted their independence from imperial authority. In response, the Emperor has ordered all prelates in the Herdsland to be brought before him. Beyond locked doors and with the bronze custodians standing guard, he has spoke with them, telling them what he saw in his mist. The exact words that passed between them are unknown. Yet in the wake of several prelates have bowed their head, and the three temples are now steadily merged under him into one growing greater organization. Temporal and spiritual authority now both lies with the Emperor, and bickering clergy will never again undermine the unity of the Imperium. They will dissent no more. Yay! We had to bring them, we had to get them to come closer by making them advisors to be able to take them down. Yes, that makes sense to me. That makes sense to me, yeah. I just wanted to read their descriptions. All that was a waste of political power just because I wanted to read descriptions. Oh well, it happens. A clean Imperium. The Imperium has been cleansed of subversion and traitorous elements. Though there are still countless traitors out there and beyond the city, at least there's now a single solitary pure core in the heart of the Herdsland. I might load a save after this video and just do up to the part where I end this video just without hiring them, to be honest. Just so I don't waste so much political power and I get things that are actually going to be useful. Just, you know, kind of feels like a waste of political power. I might do that after this video's over. Maybe, maybe not. I'll see if I actually remember to do that. Or if I decide, nah, that sounds boring. Nah, I don't need you right now. I can improve the Star Knight's weapons and armor. Cool. There is only the Emperor. In the wake of the Emperor's return, nobody had been more relieved than Prince Grover VI. Though he had been evacuated as the fog struck the capital and taken to the Strawberry Duchy, the events had left its marks on the young boy. Night after night, he had tossed and turned in his dreams, haunted by visions of blinding light. As the fog faded, the Emperor's survival was confirmed, and the nightmares faded, but the toll they had extracted from the boy didn't. Retrieved from the Duchy of the Bronze Custodians, he was escorted into the throne room towards his father. The little chick looked in worry and fear up at the sight, shying away from the bright light at the Emperor's eyes. "You have seen it too, my child." The Emperor's voice was as powerful as before, yet soothing in a way none else had experienced. Blood spoke to blood, and you know your role. Come. He beckoned his son. He hesitantly came up towards him, and as some effort clambered up into the seat with him. Embracing his father, who reciprocated, the little prince closed his eyes tightly as the Emperor looked down at him. A single golden teardrop fell from the Emperor's eye, landing on his son, before the light spread from it across the child's entire frame. For a few seconds the child glowed like the sun in his father's claws, and the next he was gone. Slowly lowering his claws back to the rest, the Emperor slowly sat up straight, unmoving and unflinching. He is where he must be. There is only one Emperor. The traitor general. Ferdinand Downclaw believed himself owed the Emperor's blessing to become a Star Knight. When denied it, he assaulted the Archduchess, nearly killed him, then absconded with the formula as well as the technology. Of all the possible traitors, none is as fragrant, and none is as vile. Agreed. We should be rid of him. That is what we must do. Be rid of this traitor. The arch traitor. That's you. More sabotage. You know, if anything, we should be working together. You do realize there's someone right above you who's attacking you, and you literally have no leadership because of him. Like, the arch traitor. The rewards of tolerance are treachery and betrayal. The Emperor's voice rang with fury, and the light in his eyes flickered like flares. The ambitions of that traitor were clear, and yet he was given the chance to prove himself. This is what we wrought in response. Now every traitor, revolutionary and defiant noble in the realm, is flocking to him. Every voice that would deny this imperium its rightful destiny and throw the continent into an era of chaos. All loyal servants rage with you, my Emperor, the once sergeant, now captain of the Bronze Custodians told him. But if your humble servants may, could this be a blessing in disguise? All those traitors in one place means that if they are destroyed, we'll have cut the head off the serpent. What he has wrought is beyond treason. In his madness, he proclaims himself a champion of Mar. Now he has birthed an idea, one as deeply twisted as his diseased mind can conceive. For every bloodthirsty cultist he calls to his banner, another weed is planted in its wake. The roots buries deep into the darkness, further than you can imagine, and though you can prune the weed or rip it out, even a small shard of its roots left in place means it will grow again and again. Even the stems torn out carry the seeds that will spout whenever they find soil. It must be destroyed, utterly, and down to the last soul pledged to it. For as an idea is known, it will haunt this imperium. Then we will tear them out, my Emperor, down to the last. With your permission, I will take over his role and lead your forces against him or whoever else would dare stand in our way. You still have loyal servants left. Just let me prove myself. Go forth, Meister Custodian. Puppy. Where's this puppy? There you are. Hey, puppy. You're puppy. Amazing. The Traitor Duchess. Gabriella Eagleclaw has been a mighty voice in the Imperium for a long time, and the Emperor would have accepted her service. Yet she has made the ultimate presumption, as she believes she knows best for what is right for the Imperium. Insubordination is treason, and treason cannot be forgiven. That is true. That is very true, my Emperor. The last of the old order. To Gabriella Eagleclaw, playing the political game was the art of adapting no matter what happened, and to turn events that came to pass to your advantage. Every deal, every agreement, and every whispered word was a political card in your claw, and it was a game that never ended. Even if the board was reshuffled occasionally, her cousin's death was meant to have been one of these reshuffling. Gabriel's dear frail cousin had struggled all his life, and as lay on his deathbed, Gabriel had known there would be a desperate scramble for power centered around his son. The game that had been set up would have been between her and that damned Archon, and yet now the board has been thrown from the table and the pieces were scattered all over the floor. Madness was being piled atop madness. Not only had her cousin supposedly not died, the device he was plugged into that had reanimated him into some sort of abomination. It was like an evil spirit from the depths of nightmare, a bloodthirsty tyrant who demanded absolute subjugation even of her. The careful political weave she had woven for decades lay in tatters, and that thing inside her cousin and even made done gods knew what to his son. Staring towards the south room of balcony, she knew it would soon come. When it did, she was the sole remaining member of the Grover lineage. That demon had made sure of that, and she would let him have the rest of it, no matter the cost. You will not take my empire, monster. Alright. And I think this is a good place to go ahead and end this episode. We'll come back in the next one. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell button. And as always, peace.